Here are some top mistakes that men make during divorce. First, if you're ready to move on after your marriage has ended, but you haven't quite gotten divorced yet, for the most part, judges are not going to care all that much. But where it does matter is in child custody. If you are introducing a new romantic partner to your children before you are divorced from your child's other parent, that can cause some problems, that can cause some trauma for the child, and ultimately, a court may not look at that too friendly. Another mistake that I see men make in divorce is making big financial moves during a divorce before getting permission from the court or an agreement with the other party. I know that you may be used to making big financial choices. You may have been the financial steward of your marriage. And it may not occur to you that, hey, I have to ask my lawyer and check in to make sure that this financial move is not going to bite me in the butt in a courtroom. But that's where you are right now. You're living in a microscope. And so you got to make sure that you're crossing your T's, dotting your I's, and that you're not making big financial moves without checking in. Another mistake that I see men make in divorce is not knowing the little intricate details of their child's life. I get it. You love your child more than anything in the world. But listening to them babble, talk without an off switch can be really tough. And sometimes all parents just kind of get in their head and scroll on your phone and go, yep, totally. Oh, so-and-so at school did blah, blah, blah. And you're not really listening and focusing. But let me tell you, it's such an effective strategy to put a parent on the stand, especially a parent that you know does that all the time, and start asking questions like, who's your child's best friend? Whose birthday party did your child go to last week? Did you take your child? When's the last pediatrician appointment you went to? What's the name of the pediatrician? When's the last time you went to a PTA meeting, and when's the last time you volunteered at school? Who are your child's teachers? And when's the last time you emailed them? If you can't answer these questions, or your answers aren't showing that you are actively involved in the day-to-day minutia of your child's life, you're going to have a really hard time, and it can be a little bit embarrassing. And that doesn't mean that you're not a great parent, and it doesn't mean that you don't love your child. It does mean it's divorce court, you're under a microscope, and these things, these little details, they do matter. Another mistake that I see men make in divorce is parenting in an entirely different way than their children have grown up with. Here's what I mean by that. Often, one parent will kind of take the lead in the parenting. That might be the parent that is a stay-at-home parent, or that might be a parent that, for whatever reason ends up being kind of the default parent. And that parent gets the child used to a certain routine. Maybe it's going to church. Maybe it's going to bed at a specific time. Maybe it's having specific food rules. And even if you didn't necessarily agree with these things, you just kind of went along with them because you're in a family and you're compromising and, whatever. Now you have some alone time to be able to parent however you want. And there is some magic to that. That is one of the magical things about getting a divorce or having a child custody matter, is now you get to parent your way. But you got to take things in steps. If all of a sudden at your house, everything about the child's life is changing, their bedtime, what they eat, what they're allowed to do, the rules that they have to follow, that can be really jarring for a kid who's already going through a lot of transitions. It also doesn't look like great co-parenting to a court. So take it slow. Work with your co-parent to the best of your ability and help your child navigate through some of these changes, because there are a lot of changes. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to have an amazing opportunity to be able to parent the way you want, to be able to introduce your kids to things that you always wanted to introduce them to. So enjoy the magic, but take it slow. Another mistake that I see men make in divorce is not being fully honest about their assets. And I will tell you, this happens with both men and women, but lately I had a case involving a man, so it's one of the things that kind of came to mind. And he didn't think he had to disclose everything. He found it really invasive for people to look through things like his bank statements and credit card statements. And he found it really invasive in thinking it's nobody's business, how many times he went to McDonald's or where he ate on his lunch break. But discovery violations, and that's what they are when you're not complying with discovery requests, meaning you're not turning over those bank statements, you're not turning over those credit card statements, can absolutely bite you in the butt. It can preclude you, meaning prevent you from making specific arguments at court. It can prevent you from introducing certain evidence at court. It can even prevent you from testifying to certain facts at court. And those are some big consequences, because if you're not able to put on your case and you can't prove your case, you're not going to get what you want and what you may be entitled to. So, as hard as it is, and sometimes personally embarrassing it is, to have people look through all of your finances, all your financial decisions, all these different things under a microscope, you got to comply with the court's rules. So don't do this. And that's for men and women, but last one I saw it was a man doing. If you are going through a divorce, whether you're a man or you're a woman, you got to make sure that you're following the rules of the road. The more that you follow the rules of the road, the happier you're going to be with your results. At Z Family Law, we don't write endings, we create new beginnings, and we're here to guide you through the process so that you can get to your new beginning.